Welcome to Destiny! And while I take a little breather from slowly making progress in the hard raid, and I would like to point out that if you are going to get involved in the hard raid, you really do need to have a light level that is at 390 or above ideally, as all of the encounters in the hard raid say that is the recommended light level. And I can tell you from experience, yes, it will help, because the amount of damage that you can do and the amount of damage that you're going to take is going to be quite a lot. Anyway, in this little episode, I thought what I would do is review a couple of things, and two major primary exotics. The first is the incredibly bad Juju, and the second is Hard Light, an auto rifle that's been overlooked for a very long time. In fact, I would say had quite a bad reputation in the game until the Year 2 version came out, and has been quite a bit of a revolution in PvP. So I'll get onto that in a bit. I will also be showing you some of the stuff that I've collected, including this little shell here and this Iron Lord's Titan mark, and showing you how I got those things, and a new Gyala horn, or the Gyala wing, which I got recently from the Eververse store. So let's go on. Now, bad Juju. Let's have a look at what it says, and then I'm going to tell you how it plays. So, bad Juju is quite a rarity, because it is a full auto pulse rifle. And once you've unlocked all of its abilities, you can set it up in different ways, but the way that I've set it up is that I have smart drift control, which helps you target things and keep control of this rather insane death machine. You have hip fire, which means that in close proximity you don't even need to scope, because it actually has bonus accuracy firing from the hip. You can put armor piercing rounds on it, which is fantastic. And the actual perk is called String of Curses, and as you can read, after each kill this weapon will reload instantly and increase damage for a short time. But the other great perk, and especially for warlocks, is that any class, is that kills will help charge your super. So this is a very, very useful primary, and it has an awful lot of perks going with it. Recently they've added, from the new update, two new looks, which are this one, which is Dragon's Bane. You can see it's got kind of like a mini dragon skull on it, and this one, which I prefer, which is Hoodoo. Look at that, with this kind of vulture look and silver and black. And oh, it looks like there's an opportunity to test it out, because we've got an event coming in. Now let's see. I may cheat a little bit because I have a super, but we're going to test it out against this. Now the one thing I gotta say is that it doesn't have that much impact, but you can see from this kind of range, up close and personal, kind of, I would say medium to short, and I'm not having to reload it. I didn't press reload then, it just did it by itself. This gives us something to think about. Now, if you like pulse rifles, it's going to be so refreshing that you don't have to reload it. I am going to use a super in a minute if I can get close enough to him. And that's him out of the way. Sorry, I had to do that. But you can see that despite the fact that it has low impact, and I've discussed in previous videos why impact is so important in getting shields down, the fact that it has those oversized rounds and Again, I will point out that my light level now is quite high. I'm now at 388, so just off 390. It does very well from the medium to short range. And also, having tested this out in the Crucible, I would verify that this weapon from medium to short range is extremely effective. It's a delight. It's a blast. And that's Bad Juju, a completely insane pulse rifle that looks, you know, it's certainly one of the strangest looking exotics, and it's a wonderful addition to your collection. And you know, if you want to mix things up a bit, take out Bad Juju, give it a whirl. You're going to have a lot of fun with it. So that's Bad Juju. Right, let's go on to Hard Light. Now, Hard Light was the first ever exotic I got, and I was blown away by the way it looks. It absolutely looks incredible. They didn't change much from the year 1 to year 2 model. They kept this kind of all black look with this kind of little kind of, I don't know what that is, kind of some kind of technological feature on it there, and it just looks fantastic. And it has a magazine of 40. It's a fast fire auto rifle. So with the Bungie update many months ago, all fast firing auto rifles had a slight dip in damage, and all slow firing rifles increased in damage, had a boost to their damage. And I still agree with that, because with a magazine of 40 you can fire a huge amount of bullets, and it has some very interesting, as you can see, look at the rate of fire, it's extremely high, and incredible stability. So what's interesting is that if we look, one of the features is this thing called volatile light, which is the rounds fired from this weapon have no damage fall off. So what that effectively means is it doesn't matter about the range, the damage is always the same. That is quite a good perk, and is often overlooked in this particular gun. And over penetrates targets, so it's got a kind of like armor piercing quality to the bullets, and ricochet off hard surfaces. So this thing fires all over the place, but you have to be careful because it can actually harm you and your teammates. You can put a fitted stock on it for increased stability, and then the glass half full perk is very similar to the Surus Regime's perk. In fact, it's exactly the same, which is the bottom half of each magazine causes additional damage. So you could sort that out for spray and play, which is increase the reload of this weapon, but really you want to keep that, especially if you're going to use this in the Crucible. So in the Crucible, this is actually gaining a bit of notoriety, or has already, and I'm going to find some little creatures to test it out on. In fact, what I'll do while I'm doing that is I will preview the Yellowing. So the Yellowing, look at that, you see. You can pick this up at Eververse for 75 silver dust. So if you can't really afford to get the packages, just wait every week, get the packages, get your little ornaments from it, and each ornament is worth 5. So it might take you a bit of time to save up for it, but I think it's worthwhile getting. It's silver and gold. They've got a nice kind of 2-colored booster thing coming out of the back. Really beautiful. So we're going to just show off this Yellowing in motion at the moment. And then we'll go and head off inside this building. I'm going to go straight past these ads and show you the old Hard Light in action. And show you, because there's some very dark areas around here. This is going to be very good. Show off all of the blue lights. It's quite a mad weapon, really. So here we go. You see that? Do you see that? It's so stable, actually. Absolutely fantastic. So that those ricocheting bullets cause so much chaos and destruction in the Crucible, and you can see that they will help, they assist other players. So you can just hold down that gun. It's got a beautiful sound. See all those things ricocheting off everything. However, it's not really a case of trying to ricochet them in any particular direction. I don't think they're that accurate. But it's the randomness of that that's quite entertaining. Got a lovely sound to it. So it is very, very effective. See, I'm not really trying to be that accurate here. I'm just trying to demonstrate. Absolute chaotic. Very nice. There you go. So that is hard light, and I think I'll show you something I picked up in the normal raid just recently, which is the infection shell. I'm actually going to upgrade the last bit to see if it does anything. No, it didn't change anything. The raid weapons, when you fully upgrade them, I showed you in another video, they do something special, but this looks like that, so it's quite an interesting shell. It has got the kind of red kind of tubing on the right hand side of it. There you go. And I think I'm going to leave it there. I will leave you with some gameplay. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Catch you later.